Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Hi, it's your girl, Miss Analytical. I'm coming to you straight out of NYC on this quiet Thursday night. So, before this, you could say this day is over and we go into Friday, I gotta read to you this, I have to read to you these articles about Miss Amber Heard and how this woman is now crying that she's broke and she doesn't have the money to pay the lawsuit amount that was awarded to Johnny Depp. You see, this is what I believe. When you do clownery, the clown comes back to bite. And with Amber Heard doing the foolishness that she did 4 years ago, which led to this verdict, it tells you that it's best to just leave things where it is. Amber had received a $7 million settlement from her divorce from Johnny Depp. She walked away pretty good, only being married for 2 years, not producing any children within their marriage. Also, with all the bickering, fighting, physical assaults, i.e. cutting off Johnny Depp's finger. Yes, she did. Pooping in his bed. Throwing bottles and all sorts of mess. And he wasn't innocent either in that. But the fact that she walked away with the money was a great thing. Especially when she's not a big star. However, given an article, an interview to the Washington Post, when in the settlement she was not supposed to talk about what went on in marriage, is what led to the Depp versus Heard civil suit. Now, New York Post did print this, and it's exclusive details, and this is about her being broke. And it reads, Amber Heard is broke due to mountain legal fees, lavish spending. Amber Heard can't pay the $10.4 million she owes Johnny Depp, her lawyer revealed on Thursday. As sources told the Post, the actress is broke, in quotations, due to hefty legal fees associated with the bombshell defamation trial. Oh no, absolutely not, Heard's attorney Elaine Bredehoff told NBC Today when asked if the actress had the means to cover the hefty judgment handed down by the jury on Wednesday. The high-profile court battle with her ex-husband has left the 36-year-old actress hurting for cash, according to sources, including one who always placed the blame on Heard's past lavish spending on travel, clothes, gifts, and wine. Multiple sources said the Aquaman star had to switch legal representation and is now relying on her homeowner's insurance policy to cover the cost of her current attorneys in the case. The bill for Heard's attorney has mostly been footed by the travelers' companies under terms of the actress's insurance policy, sources said. A vice president of the insurance firm, Pamela Johnson, was spotted in the Fairfax, Virginia court with Heard multiple times throughout the trial. Neither Johnson nor travelers returned calls from the Post. Legal experts said using homeowner insurance policies is common in defamation cases. It's a little oddity that most people don't know. In most homeowner insurance policies, there is coverage if you are sued for defamation based on how much you paid through coverage. Heather Hendelbog, a Pennsylvania trial attorney, told the Post. While the insurance company then hires and pays for the attorney, Virginia lawyer Jeremiah Denson said most policies have a clause that stipulates that judgment costs won't be covered. The insurance company will keep its back pocket the option of denying coverage at the end of the day. Denying coverage means refusing to pay the plaintiff, in this case, Mr. Depp, Denson said. A lot of insurance policies provide coverage for defamation, but they have an inclusion in it, which says we will not cover any intentional wrongdoing, Denson said. In order to win a defamation case against a public figure, you have to show intentional wrongdoing. Sometimes what it requires to get the judgment kicks you out of the policy that may pay for the judgment. That's the dilemma. Representatives for Heard and Bredehoff also didn't respond to the Post's request for comments about the star's financial situation. Heard's net worth has been estimated at between $1.5 and $2.5 million as of Thursday, according to the Celebrity Net Worth site and other outlets. A far cry from what she now owes Depp in the wake of the jury's ruling. Amid the luring 6-week defamation trial, Heard and multiple witnesses had testified that the actress might not have the funds to actually pay her ex-husband. Court testimony revealed that Heard was paid $1 million for 2018's Aquaman and another $2 million for the sequel, which is due out next year. Her role in that movie has been significantly reduced. Witnesses testified about how Heard lost several brand endorsements, including one with L'Oreal, after Depp's lawyer launched a smear campaign against her. Heard also never made good on her promise to donate the $7 million she received from Depp in their $216 divorce settlement in the American Civil Liberties Union and the Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. She testified the donations were delayed because of her legal fees and bills. A representative for the ACLU told jurors that the actress cut the last check for the charity in 2018, but then stopped making payments because we learned she was having financial difficulties. Depp sued Heard in 2019. She testified that she had every intention of still making the donations, telling jurors, "I would love for him to stop suing me so I can." Depp could still potentially claim the money he was awarded by garnishing his ex-wife's wages from her 2 upcoming movies, levy her assets, or even seize her house in California's Yucca Valley, experts told The Post. The 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom desert oasis has been valued at $1 million. Heard purchased it in 2019 for $570,000 under a private trust in the name of her accountant, according to property records seen by The Post. If she doesn't have the money, then his avenue, while she's pursuing an appeal, is to try to execute on property she owns, or her bank accounts, Virginia appellate lawyer Stephen Emmert said. He added that if Depp wants to find out where Heard's assets are, he could serve her with a summons for debtors interrogatories, where you summon the debtor to come to a court and his lawyer would get to ask her questions saying, what property do you own? What real estate do you own? What vehicles do you own? What jewelry do you own? What art collections? Anything else that they could use to grab and sell at auction to try to pay down and pay off, ultimately, this judgment. Denson said that if Heard doesn't turn over the judgment money, Depp can institute collection proceedings so he can garnish Heard's pay if she has a salary or wage type income. He can attach her assets, which basically means seize them. He can get to her assets, sell them, and take the cash, Denton said. Litigator Brett Turnbull said judgments in Virginia are good for 10 years and have the ability to be extended. Heard could be the subject to this judgment for up to 30 years. If she suddenly has a new infusion of money that can be discovered by debt and pursued, Turnbull, a founding partner of Turnbull, Holcomb, and Limoni, said. Reps for Depp didn't comment. And they don't have to because he won. See, this is what I said. When you do clownery, the clown comes back to bite. See, Amber put herself in this predicament. I don't feel sorry for her. She should have took the $7 million, moved off to the sunset, made more movies, moved on with her life, and focused on building her career and also her brand. She is a mom herself now. She has a 1-year-old daughter. She should have just focused on doing that. Now, her net worth, believe it or not, has declined. Because before the trial started 2 months ago, I looked up her net worth. Her net worth, believe it or not, was $6 million. Now her net worth is between $1 to $2 million. That is really sad. And a lot of that decimated because the value of her brand has declined and also diminished due to the fact of the negative press she's received around this court case. You see, when we think of net worth, a lot of times we think of cash. We think of assets in terms of property, jewelry, automobiles, art collectibles, even things like insurance, how much other investments you have, and so forth. But also, your net worth is, believe it or not, your name itself when it comes to branding, in that case, as being a celebrity. Amber's name has been sullied. And it's sad. And I'm not going to really gloat over it because who wants to be in that type of predicament, especially one that you created, but you didn't have to because of your anger of the situation, that things not only is it didn't work out between you and Depp, but the fact that a lot of this you created, and you had a history prior to even being with Johnny Depp and even meeting him pre the Rum Diaries, where you all started that film together, which got like everything going with the romance and so forth. You actually put a knife to your ex-girlfriend's throat. You did this to her, and she had to call the police and had to get a restraining order against you. And this was back in the late 2000s. So, sweetheart, you don't have the best reputation as is. And that's what I believe what led to him getting that judgment for $10 million, because of your history, Amber. Now, the house is valued at $1 million. They're going to take that house. And that's really sad. Now, the wages, they won't take her wages as much. But what they're definitely going to do is they're going to try to get that insurance policy money. They're going to also try to get all of her valuables. Anything that's not a necessity, but rather a luxury, they're going to seize that. So, as for her paying the lawyers, Depp has to award her $2 million. That $2 million, as I said yesterday, is going to go to her lawyers because she owes a lot of legal fees. Also, that probably brought down the value of how much cash she has on hand, because she's been paying them. But also, keep in mind that she has to pay Johnny Depp. So she's not going to be able to wiggle herself out of this, where in certain states, you don't have to pay that judgment, believe it or not. But Virginia is a very by-the-book state. They are strict when it comes to the laws. And if she doesn't pay them, it could kind of lead to either her assets being totally seized, to also her might having to spend time in jail if she refused to pay. It's not funny, and I wouldn't want to be like her. And it's a lesson to everyone. Don't try to be slick and be dirty towards people. And another thing too, it has been spoken about that she married him as a come up for Hollywood. But look at what happened. Now she's about to come down in debt. It wasn't worth it. She should have stayed single after all. And with that being said, I'm signing off. Thank you for listening to this commentary. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't. Hit the notification bell, comment, and I will talk to you soon. Take care.